What's up, everybody? Oh, gosh. I what's up, everybody too hard. Oh, man, I felt it. As soon as I said, what's up, everybody, I was like, oh, my gosh, I just, sucked some dust in my throat. It's all over. I was like, can I hold it? I cannot hold it. But what's up, everybody? And welcome back to On the Brick Road again. It's me. It's I. It is your host, Kyle. I hope everyone's doing okay today. I hope everyone's feeling pretty frisky, feeling pretty fine, because today is a pretty great day, because, hey, we're alive, we're doing it, we're powering through whatever challenges we have, and we're going to keep powering through them, right? On that note, though, let's move into our topic today, and it's a topic that maybe is something that's, I feel like, talked about a fair amount, but maybe not as much as some other topics in LEGO Star Wars, in the LEGO Star Wars realm, that is. And really, we're going to be looking at the sequels today, which, if you're like me, and what I can only feel is at least half, if not a majority of Star Wars fans, you think the sequels are bad. Not good. No bueno. Just overall unorganized and canon breaking and canon altering in an extreme and bad way. Just it's not something, that is considered good. And if you like the sequels, that's totally fine. It's not my cup of tea, though. And I think most people can kind of get behind that. And maybe in years to come they'll be viewed a bit better. But as of right now, they're not viewed so hot. But we'll see. And, anyways, LEGO, though, did not know that the sequels were going to bomb, in terms of their, what's the term I'm looking for? Because they didn't bomb in the numbers. I mean, they made a lot of freaking money because it's Star Wars. Star Wars makes a lot of money. That's the way it is. But they bombed in the sense that people didn't really get this love and nostalgia for them, and it isn't like this following where everyone's like, oh my gosh, I love the sequels so much, I love this particular ship from the sequels, and I love this character and this story. Like, there isn't this love for the sequels, even if they made a lot of money. But LEGO, just kind of doing what Disney wants, I imagine, made LEGO sets for all three sequel movies as they were coming out. And that makes sense because, they didn't know at first that the sequels were not going to be liked. They didn't have that knowledge. But then also, what are you going to do? Like, Disney was pushing the sequels. People may not have loved the sequels, but Disney was pushing them because it's Disney's thing. And they had spent a lot of money into it, and they wanted to get money. So, Disney was pushing a lot of merchandise, in regards to the sequels. They were making an entire section of their, theme park, related to the sequels. And they were really just, branding themselves as the sequels, and yes, there was other Star Wars stuff there, the original trilogy, the prequels, but it really was the sequels that Disney was clinging to, because that was their thing. And so LEGO made a lot of sets, and then LEGO stopped making sets, and they have continued not to make any sequel sets. The newest sequel set is the Holiday Diorama set that came out last Christmas. And that set isn't even a true sequel set. It's like a spin-off offshoot. Oh, look, it's a sequel set. And besides that, it's been a long time since we've got anything new. Technically, you can still buy, the Millennium Falcon that has sequel characters in it, and I think you can still buy, a Rey plush. But that's really about it. There really ain't much going on for the sequels. But I want to kind of talk about how there's some aspects of sequel sets that are really cool and really good, even if the sequels themselves kind of suck. Because there are good parts. And there are things that, like, you can enjoy. Just as how maybe you could be like, wow, I really like the way this ship look in the sequels. The movie sucks, but I like that ship. Same thing with kind of the sequel sets. It's being like, wow, these sequel sets were really kind of, not the best, and I don't really have any love or nostalgia for them, but I really like this aspect. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about some of the highlights, some of the things that I think we can appreciate when it comes to the sequels, because there's definitely a couple things. And just to start off with, this is something when the sequels were first coming out that I really grabbed onto. Granted, I was younger at the time, but the thing that I really was grabbing onto was the army building that you could do from just the very beginning, or so I felt. Because I looked at the first wave of, like, sequel sets, and I was like, oh my gosh, the First Order transport, that's so cool. It comes with First Order soldiers, and it comes with this Captain Phasma, like the leader, and it has these flame troopers, and then there was the Resistance transport that came with, Admiral Akbar and General Leia, but also I was like, oh wow, it comes with like 2 just normal soldiers, and then there was the battle packs that came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, you can get battle packs, you get a whole bunch of resistant soldiers, troops, and there's 2 resistant troops in the First Order transport, and like, there's just so many ways to army build, and to me as a younger kid, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I want to army build, that's so cool, and there's so many ways to do it, and there's so many sets and ships and things, so I really think that was just a really, really exciting aspect of this, is being like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to army build, like, a crazy Resistance army, a crazy First Order army. Granted, at the time, I did not know that I would not really care for the Resistance or the First Order, but it seemed really cool in the heat of the moment of being like, oh wow, army building, 2 guys fighting each other. And now I want to try kind of use this as a launching point to talk about other things, because in that First Order transport, there was the Flame Trooper, which I don't think anyone could deny looks pretty sick. I mean, he has a flamethrower, he has the giant pack on his back, like, that's really freaking cool looking. And that's just those are just the facts, man. We haven't had any other Flame Troopers, not a clone or an Imperial variety, or variant. And so it's like, this is the only way to get one, and it's really freaking cool. Like, I mean, it's cool to have a Flame Trooper, I think. And like, I would have loved to have seen the Imperial Inferno Trooper. So we kind of got an Imperial Flame Trooper, but alas, that has not occurred. Oh well, it is what it is. But it's still really neat to have gotten this First Order one, and I can appreciate that it's cool. Same thing with the Resistance fighters. Their helmets that have like the little part that like spins up. I think that's very cool. I think that's very unique. I really like that. I just think the helmet overall looks really nice, and the aspect that it can move is just very cool, and it adds a nice little like play feature. And you could even pop that bottom part off if you wanted to, and just have like the helmet itself with no like, I guess really like chin strap piece. And I thought that was cool. So it was like some diversity. It was cool points. Like, I don't know, but I liked it. Because it was a cool design. Like, they did good on that design. That's true. They did good. Also, I mentioned briefly you could really army build and there's battle packs. But man, there were tons of battle packs. Oh my gosh. There were battle packs left and right for the sequels, I felt like. There was obviously the Resistance battle pack, which that was like the only good guy battle pack, which was kind of weird, but oh well. But there was that battle pack, and then you have so many First Order battle packs. There's the one with the Executioner Troopers. There's the one with, like, the Riot Troopers. There's, like, a turret one that has, like, a blaster. There's, like, a cannon one. There's the Sith internal trooper battle pack. There's the Praetorian Guard battle pack, or the Elite Praetorian Guard, excuse me. Like, there were so many freaking battle packs. Like, they were everywhere, man. And battle packs are cool. Like, that was an exciting time to be getting all these battle packs. And, you know, maybe they weren't all great, but hey, it was a lot of them. They were cool, hit or miss. And then, of course, I think some of the minifigures in the battle packs were great. I mean, the Executioner Troopers have a really nice design to them, and I really like their weapons. Like, I think that is, they were very well done in that aspect. Like, just overall, pretty exciting stuff. What is... No. Okay. See, this is what... We have a green light, and we are turning right, which is cool. What is not cool is that there is a guy on the opposite end of the road and making a left. We have the right of way, yet he rushed in and cut in and, like, got in front of the car in front of me. And so now I'm stuck in the middle of the road because... cut off by this guy, impatient, not cool. Like, you could have waited till you got a turn arrow, but he did not. So now I'm stuck in the middle of the road, and I got people behind me that are, oh man. It's like, listen, I'm sorry to the van that's trying to get over now, but, like, you gotta let me get over. Okay, here we go. See, impatient people. Oh gosh, man, still got some dust in my throat. Anyways, let us continue on with our fun little rant. Executioner Troopers, very cool weapon, a cool idea, a kind of a menacing idea to have, like, yeah, this trooper, their whole job is to execute people. I would love to see what a Stormtrooper version of this looks like. Like, how would a Stormtrooper Executioner look? That would be really cool. But yeah, they had the Stormtroopers that had, like, the riot shields and, like, the batons, which I think is cool. Like, it's nothing too special, but it's cool. And then, of course, I mentioned the Sith internal troopers. I will fanboy over this. I will admit, I think that the Sith internal troops look very well designed. I think they look cool. I think that the design for them is appropriate and good, and it feels menacing, and it feels new. Like, it feels a bit better than just like, oh, look, it's First Order Stormtroopers. It's like, they look kind of similar. Like, I don't know about that. But, like, the Sith Eternal, I'm like, okay. They have some different designs. They're a different color. Like, they feel a bit more unique. And I think I like them because of that. And they have Sith Eternal Jetpack Troopers as well. Very cool. Cool jetpack, by the way, mold. Like, I'm pretty sure that jetpack mold oriented from the sequels. And that's probably... I don't know. That might be my favorite jetpack that they've ever made, just because I think it looks pretty unique, pretty cool. So very well designed on that front. Very, very well done. And yeah, and the Sith Eternal Officer also looked very nice, I think. I think it was also very well done. Yeah, it's just so many good minifigures in battle packs. And yeah, you had your busts, but overall good. And there's another minifigure in a battle pack that is underrated, I think, but I really liked as a collector. And that is, there's a Stormtrooper, or First Order Trooper, whatever you want to call him, in one of these battle packs, and he's called, like, a heavy First Order Trooper, I think. And basically he has, like, some straps around him. And I really like that. I like the idea of having a variant of a First Order Trooper that looks pretty similar but is slightly different. So just have him mixed in, and you'll see that another variant of this came out in like a polybag one year for like May the 4th. And he had some straps on him, some printing, but he also had a backpack. And I don't know, I think that's kind of cool. I like that the aspect of a heavy version of a First Order Trooper. Maybe they could have added a bit more printing or something a bit more unique, but I don't know. I like that. I like to mix up the army head, switch it up some. But yeah, so like overall though, some pretty great minifigure designs, pretty unique ones. You can really diversify your army, I feel like. And even people maybe have complained about like, oh gosh, there's so many different First Order officers, like, oh my gosh, there's so many First Order crew members. And yeah, I'll give you credit, there's a lot of them. But I think that's cool. I like that there's diversification of officers. You have ones in black uniforms, ones in gray uniforms, some in navy blue uniforms. Like, so they all have like different roles and different purposes, and they have different insignias and rankings. And I don't know, I really like that diversification. And even in the rebel side, there was some diversity in their like grunts. Especially in the later waves, you see kind of the rebel troops, or the resistant troops, excuse me, and they have kind of like, you know, these green uniforms, but they have like, you know, different prints, like they're green and tan uniforms and helmets, and they have different prints on them, and you know, they have like some like magazine pouches that look very reminiscent of like actual real world magazine pouches. I don't know, that just makes it feel a bit more real, makes it feel cool, like, to see that. So, I mean, I was quite happy with it. I thought it was cool, these designs and stuff. But obviously, you know, the designs on their own are cool, but knowing the movies, it is a bit harder to get into this. Like, I can look at the Executioner Trooper and be like, oh yeah, I think that's a cool design. I think that's a cool weapon. Like, it's crazy that Disney made an Executioner. But then on the flip side, I can be like, but I know that he's from the sequel, so womp womp. But oh well. And I've been talking a lot about minifigures here. There are some cool ships, some cool builds. Like the red Y-Wing is cool. I like the idea of a red Y-Wing just because red is my favorite color. So I'm like, oh look, it's a red Y-Wing. That just seems really cool to me because it's a color I like. But then also, like, you know, I can appreciate some builds, especially the Star Fortress bomber, Resistance bomber. So dumb in the movie. So incredibly dumb in the movie. But I really do like the design of it, and I really like the Lego set of it. I don't own it, but I have seen a lot of reviews and pictures of it. And I like the idea of having this weird, funky shaped ship. I really like that it has ball turrets on it, very reminiscent of, like, I think, is it B-52s from World War II that has ball turrets? And I like how many people it can carry. I mean, you can put a pilot in there, you got 2 ball turret people, you have like a navigator or a bombardier. Like, you can put a lot of people in the ship, and I really like that. And even the crew members on the ship, I can appreciate. Just because I look at them and I really like that they have some pretty cool uniforms. I think their helmet molds are pretty decent. I'm not like in love with them, but I think they're nice. But most importantly, really, I really like that they have the little mask over them to like keep like oxygen coming in, like oxygen mask. I think that's really cool. I think that's unique. But yeah, so that's kind of my 2 cents on the matter. This is kind of my opinions of everything when it comes to the sequels. And there's obviously like a lot of negative connotations for me when it comes to the sequels, seeing these characters, especially the named characters. It's a lot harder to like the named characters when it's like, yeah, maybe they've been designed well, but I don't like the character at all. So it's hard to do that. It is harder to like some of the builds because I think a lot of builds are just reused, so it's like I can't say anything too special. Like the red Y-wing, I'm like I like that it's red, but it's a Y-wing. Like in any kind of new build, I'm like it's okay. But there are some redeeming qualities, you know, and even like just pieces. Like I think there's some unique piece usage. Particularly what comes to mind is the Rey's speeder bike from The Force Awakens. She comes in that set, but she has like this like face wrap. That's a really cool piece. Like I don't really care for the set. I don't care for Rey, but I like that one piece, and I can get behind that. So I don't know. That's just kind of a cool little thing. Like I don't know. You can appreciate, I think, individual parts and stuff, and like you'd be like, that's nice. You know, that right there, that's, you can appreciate that. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of my rant. I don't know. I really just want to like throw out some words, some opinions, because I feel like, I don't know. I was just looking back at some sequel sets, and I was like, dang, I kind of like some of this. I like what I'm seeing. I'm not liking a lot what I'm seeing, but I'm liking some aspects of what I'm seeing. Like, you know, so that's, I don't know. I think that's kind of cool that you can find some good even in what you think is bad. And I don't know, maybe that's a lesson for us all. We should all find good in the bad. And, you know, that's very cheesy, but also, you know what? It's true. Find some good in the bad, you know? You think you're having a bad day? I guarantee you, you know, there's some aspect of it's good. Maybe not much. You know, maybe you're struggling, but hey, maybe someone was nice and held the door for you, you know? Or maybe, you know what? You're having a rough day, but you're going to come home, you know, to your family. And hey, what more can you ask for than that, right? So, I will leave off this episode, which went from me ranting about the sequels and yapping about how, oh, this is good and this is bad and here's what I think, blah, 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 to a very sappy, hopefully motivational quote. But have a great rest of your day. I hope you've enjoyed listening to On the Brick Road again with me, your host, Kyle. And yeah, just stay positive out there, gang. Peace.